So I've always liked when other YouTubers, do a quick bookshelf tour. My bookshelf kind of grew based on the inspiration of seeing other people's. I think what I have at no other bookshelf. Welcome back to the Muscle Code YouTube channel. This series of videos will be my top 5 Star Wars books. So the expanded universe. And when I first got into Star Wars books, I watched a few YouTube videos on some other people's top 5s or top 10s, and it really helped me, where to start and where to navigate, how to navigate through the many books. There's easily over 100. I don't know the exact number, but it's always growing too. And I was addicted to them for a while. I just loved how, you would go to Barnes and Noble and Star Wars would have its own, its own shelf area totally to itself. I was addicted to it for a while. And then all of a sudden I've read, over 20, over 30 of them. So, and I want to have my own kind of this is the Star Wars section right here. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I eventually want to have my own little Star Wars section like a lot of other people do on its own. But so I would do my top 5 and I'll jump into it with a surprise, with a twist that has a meaning behind it or another message. So my number 5 is A New Hope, which is basically the novelization of the first Star Wars movie. And what I'm trying to make a point here in that novelizations are underrated. I like them. I think since you've seen the movie before, it kind of helps you out on the imagery side where you kind of know the basics, the bare bones, so you can really get into, imagining the story even more and kind of, enjoying the choice of, enjoying the author's choices in terms of what words he uses or what he chooses to emphasize. And I just think they did a great job in A New Hope in this novelization compared to all the other Star Wars novelizations. I thought it did a good job of capturing the atmosphere, and I definitely recommend, this book has all 3 of them, and since I'm not doing trilogies, I'm just doing individual books in this top 5 list. I'll give A New Hope the spot. But I forgot the name of the person who wrote it. George Lucas didn't actually write it. The ghostwriter was, I forgot the guy's name. I'll plug it in here. But I read another one of his book, The Approaching Storm, which I wasn't as crazy about, but and for the novelization, I think for A New Hope novelization, I think it was great. So that's my number 5. Number 4, and remember, this is my personal top 5 list. A lot of people don't think these were, well written or for whatever reason, but I literally could care less because I love this book, The Mandalorian Armor. The success of the Mandalorian TV show, you can tie it into that. It's similar to that with bounty hunters betraying each other. And, Boba Fett is, arguably the coolest Star Wars character. So, instead of picking it apart, the writing or the plot, or just be grateful you have a cool book with Boba Fett as the main character. And I thought it was, I thought the writing is a little it's a little tough in some spots. But, I thought it was great. He had, Boba Fett, it showed his skills as a bounty hunter, as a fighter in this world. He had some traps that he laid way in the past that kind of came to fruition and helped him out in the present. This book saved my Star Wars reading career. I read a bunch of them that was kind of tailing off. I was, unsatisfied with it. And just like the Mandalorian TV show saved Star Wars on the screen, I feel like this saved it with my reading career, so to say. So Mandalorian Armor, my number 4 top 5 Star Wars books, and just give it a try. It has a cool vintage feel to it, and see what you think. Work with it, kind of work with the author. Don't try to pick it apart, and I think you'll enjoy it. So in the next one, we'll jump into 2 and 3 and then finish with number 1. As always, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you back. So I've always liked when other YouTubers, do a quick bookshelf tour. My bookshelf kind of grew